Hello and welcome to News Night 2020, the show that gets you the day's biggest stories in 20 minutes. Well, let's begin with the Air India strike, which finally got called off today after a two-day-long nightmare for passengers. The Air India strike getting called off after the court and the government stepped in. The government said it would support whatever action Air India decided to take. The courts granted Air India a stay on that strike. The airline has sacked 15 employees. 13 others have now been suspended. Air India approached the Delhi High Court earlier, and the High Court called that strike illegal and said it was crippling the airline business. In fact, the national carrier has lost 12.5 crores in the past 1.5 days. And as always, it was the ordinary citizen who had the worst of it. 89 flights being cancelled today, leaving thousands stranded across India.
Finally, after 85 flights were cancelled and thousands stranded, Air India Employees Union called off their strike.
Anyway, the fact of the matter is that if any court has given an order, it is not correct for us to continue with the activities.
Almost 20,000 employees had gone on a strike yesterday, demanding that a gag order by the management be withdrawn. But this evening, the Delhi High Court ordered a stay against the strike, which effectively meant all striking employees would have to go back to work immediately, or they could be terminated.
If this keeps on happening every second day, keeps on happening every second month, then I don't think that we should run an airline like this. And so therefore, the question is that if you are indisciplined, then you have to pay for it.
Once the government made it clear that they will back any tough decision by the Air India management, the striking employees decided to return to work. But despite that, Air India management has gone ahead and sacked 15 employees because this time they wanted to hold somebody accountable. Somebody had to pay for gross indiscipline.
The order came after a day of meetings where sources told NDTV that the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister made it clear that they would completely back the Civil Aviation Ministry and the management. The government supported a crackdown on unions, which meant that striking employees could be sacked. In fact, this time, unlike the last strike, government was even willing to suspend operations if necessary.
That the management of Air India is free to take all appropriate steps, and they are, I'm sure, going to adequately respond.
But will these tough measures contain the unions that have been holding the country's national carrier and its passengers hostage time and again? How long before the next strike? With Sandeep Phukan, Kajuri Sen for NDTV.
Tuba.com